Welcome to the channel. I am Meki or Meki for short, and today's video I'm going to cover a couple of things. We're going to cover our fight with Hornet, and then Colosseum of Fools. I think that's level 1. The interesting thing about Hornet is I tried doing the Hornet fight before, but found that actually what I had for the fight wasn't quite what I needed. Like, it wasn't quite good enough. So I went away, I leveled up, I found some extra charms, I put in time, upgraded my nail, and then after a few attempts, we'll see what happens. After that fight, I decided to jump into Colosseum of Fools. Again, had done really well, had got to a particular point, felt like I can finish that trial, but every time it's managed to fail up until the video. So check it out. You'll enjoy. You'll have a lot of fun. Thank you for watching. Remember to do all of that stuff. Like and subscribe and all that shit. Enjoy the videos, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye. Okay, I wanted to start the video with some insight into the charms. So here I'm rocking Long Nail, Weaver Song, Grub Song, Spore Shroom, and Defender's Crest. All of these things feel like they're quite positive and actually have added a little bit of passive damage. So with Long Nail, obviously it means you can reach for further. Weaver Song, you generate 3 little mini spiders that attack and do some damage. It's not a lot, but it's enough that it does help. Grub Song means that you recover soul when you get damaged, so that again is very helpful. So even early on, I'm not getting any hits, but the little Weaver spiders are. You can see there when she gets me there how much soul I retain. It allows me to use Descending Dark, do some real damage. Defender's Crest is quite good, obviously, because you're stinky, so believe it or not, the combination of these charms actually seems to do a really good job. Spore Shroom is very, very useful because when you heal, it creates these little spores around you, and then anything flying into it, anything attacking towards that gets hurt by those spores that are there. You can see there we managed to get her to a rest phase. It allows us a position where we can go and heal, gives us a chance to even the playing field, as it were. She's also started using the, I don't know what you'd call them, the spikes, these little spikes that she surrounds herself with, and it limits the fighting area. So you'll see here, I'm just using a similar attack, just trying to get her worn down as much as possible. Like I say, the Weavers are doing damage, I'm doing pogo, you know, good pogo damage, and there I get her. Beforehand, it had been maybe 5 or 6 attempts, maybe a few more, to get to this point. But I really think that the charm combination that I was using really helped me, because it allowed me to focus on what I was doing, but also knowing that when I was healing, when I was dodging, there was still damage happening, so it was good for that reason. You know, passive damage is not something to be sniffed at. I think maybe if you're afraid of that, there's no reason why you shouldn't put that on. It's really useful, and for me, like I say, it really made a difference. So post-fight, we've gone to Cast Off Shell, and here we pick up the King's Brand, which gives us some more insight into what's next in the game. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's very useful. We do need this, and we need this for a very specific reason. But anyway, and here we now have to escape after picking this thing up. This seems to be just a normal kind of cutscene thing, and then we're saved by our good friend Hornet. Comes to the rescue. Look, and she doesn't even give us a goodbye, she's just off. That's it, her done. Anyway, in a second you're about to see the Colosseum of Fools. Same day as the okay, so here we're about to pick up where we left off. So with these red guys, I find the best way to approach them is to pogo them. I find that if you try and parry them, you can, but it doesn't always work in the best way. So the best thing is to pogo. They'll block the top shot, and then you'll get them on the second one. It allows you opportunity to get them, so it works quite well. For me, I found this tactic worked over and over again, like consistently. With these, there's a couple of ways you can approach it. You can either jump over them, pogo them as you're going down, but the main thing is you kind of want to keep them away from being able to team up with you. Right, this bit is interesting. You can trigger them one by one. If you do jump, what you will do is you'll inadvertently trigger every single one. That's a different thing to manage. So here you can see one by one, I'm triggering one from each platform. So far, taking no hits. I'm not saying that this is a perfect run, because I think I do take a hit at some point within this, but it's fairly easy to manage. You can try and anticipate where they're going to fall, but the main thing is you just want to make sure that you're hitting them and keeping them away from you. So here, again, like silly mistake here, I kind of push forward when I shouldn't have done, and I get hit a couple of times, but it's nothing major. I'm still allowed to heal, I've got that time frame. These silver guys, again, you can pogo them, and you can also parry the little circular knives that they throw. It is down to timing. I actually found that parrying them was fairly simple, but again, pogoing as a technique is a pretty solid technique. It is tried and tested. It seems to work out really well. And you're looking for your opportunities to heal. Now this is normally the bit that is a pain for me, is anytime that I've got these aphids, they're always causing trouble. You have to hit them 3 times based on the upgrades that I had. You need to be quick. You need to try and get them when they're as low to the ground as possible, because the longer you leave them, the more trouble they can be. And you see here, obviously they removed the floor to make it even more difficult. So you can pogo them, it's not the easiest approaches to take. And you have to be fairly concise with what you're doing. You see here, it gets me a couple of times, I nearly get hit by the spikes. And I was very close to being hurt there. I managed to get him. You have to be smart about which platform you're on, because they're going to change the platforms and bring in the silver guys. So a lot of this fight from this point is similar enemies or enemies you fought before, but maybe by changing the levels, it mixes it up for you. It changes it enough that it gives you a different experience that you have to deal with. So just something to keep in mind. So again, you can see here you've got 3 of them. When you kill one, another one spawns, and you can get hit by them if you're not careful. You can see there I got hit a couple of times by not being as careful as, or as cautious as I could have been. But I survived this, I'm okay. Again, the platforms are going to change. Need to keep an eye on what changes are actually happening, so you don't end up in a position where you are stuck. Again, more aphids. They're a pain to deal with. You can avoid them, believe it or not. You wouldn't think it by the way I'm getting hit by them, but it is what it is. And you see, like, even there, he got me a couple of times, but I still managed to get rid of him. And there is the other one still flying around. Those ones, you can get them to actually trigger and jump off. If you're smart about it, you don't need to actually hit them. You can just jump over them and avoid any damage there. And you see, that one, that aphid is stuck. He's nowhere near me. So we're just trying to make him get to the same platform that we're at, so we can then jump and go here. This is a simple bit of business. You just need to kill these. I'm just using an upward slash, nothing fancy. Takes care of them. Then I have to deal with this thing. Again, you've seen it earlier on in playthroughs of Hollow Knight. The main thing is to jump and hit. Jump and hit. It's as simple as that. You do have to time the jumps. You see here early on I'm doing them as they should be. I think later on I double jump at the wrong point, and it puts me slightly off my rhythm. So you just need to be wary of that. See there, I jumped too high and it was too much. And again, too high of a jump. A single jump should do it, and there you go. Take this opportunity to heal up, just to make sure that we're ready for anything that's coming. Now what we're going to get is a combination of different enemies. So you see here we get 2 silver guys, that's fine. We know what to do with these. We've dealt with them before, and you see there I parried one of the hits, sent the knife towards his friend, but then we're getting this thing and an aphid, And again, aphids can be real trouble. You kind of need to deal with them as quickly as possible. I don't, and it actually starts to almost cost me. Even to heal, you have to be smart about where you do it, because you can get caught by them. You see here down, I'm literally down to 1 life, but I'm using the opportunity of these enemies don't chase you like that. They're very slow, so it allows you to go to the corner, heal up, and you see I maybe chose the wrong direction and I'm on 1 life again. I go over this way, I heal up, and I just need to try and survive this fight. This section with these two. You see here I deflected that at him, and then I tried again to jump and deflect, which was a mistake. And there you go, I'm back to 1 life. I'm desperately trying to heal before the aphid gets me. And I'm quite lucky because of the position of the hits. Means that he just misses me, it just misses me. Again, I'm healing up here. We dealt with these things before. They're not major, but if you're not careful, if you're a bit overzealous or you're not paying attention, you can get caught by it. Here the arena changes, so it limits, you can't jump over them. You're literally stuck in a position where you have to parry them as best you can. You see here, we're not taking any hits, and we can actually take a moment to heal. You know, we've got the option to. I should have done, I didn't. Now we have to deal with these things. And they explode, so you can defeat them fairly easily, but if you're not careful, if you're too close to them afterwards, they will explode and cause you real damage. But again, it's fairly easy for us to deal with them. You just need to be wary of where they are. They just increase the number to try and overrun you. But again, if you're considered with what you're doing, you should be okay. And you see here, just chose to heal at a point where I knew he wouldn't have dropped anything on me. And again, I just need to get him and then get away. So using the pogo technique again, just going away, and then we're all good. And this is kind of the furthest I'd been in this before dying. So for me, I was like, I knew these things bounce, and then it makes it very difficult to try and get them. So you just have to be aware that if you're not careful, you will get dive bombed by them. They don't take that many hits, but it is something that you do need to be aware of. You see here, now we've got 1, and this should be the last one. But at the time, I genuinely wasn't sure. I didn't know if there was going to be any more surprises. And you see here, I'm just trying to heal up and he gets me, but that was the last hit that he needed, so I managed to get that hit in. We're good, and then we get a lot of Geo. We also get a charm slot, and that's what we're going to pick up here. So very pleased with that. Very pleased with a trophy as well, you know, can't complain. But like I say, a lot of Geo, so it's well worth it. I know there are other Colosseum levels, but this is just level 1. My plan is to go back and do level 2 and 3 and see where we get to with those and how easy. But yeah, so you can see here, this today, the video shows so much progress. As I mentioned before, went and found some charms, upgraded our nail, defeated Hornet, then gave another go of the Colosseum of Fools, and managed to clear it, and, you know, not too difficult. Managed to do it in a way that worked for us, so anyway. That's where we got to. That was the performance, and look out for the next video where there'll be more Hollow Knight play. But thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to do all that usual YouTube stuff, like and subscribe, etc. Thank you.